Hi there. Happy Halloween 2022. And welcome once again to what's become something of a tradition here on Halloween, and that is doing a jambalaya, because that is a good reason to break out a huge cast iron cauldron and do some cooking magic, because today is certainly the day for it. They are talking possibly rain later this evening, but I certainly hope not, because I would really like to say hi to trick-or-treaters this evening. But nonetheless, at least here during the day, we are going to make ourselves some jambalaya and have some fun.
Of course, this was an excuse to get out a big cast iron pot, in this case a Bayou Classic Asian-made 4-gallon Dutch oven. American cast iron makers never made Dutch ovens at this size since they stopped manufacturing big cast iron cauldrons in the USA around the time of World War II. So it's time to bring out the bacon. And we cook the bacon until it's crisp and the fat is rendered.
Where the bacon is nice and crisp, it means it's time to move on to step 2.
It took about 2.5 hours to completely make this jambalaya, but I wanted to take my time and cook all the meat from scratch. If you pre-cook the meat in advance, the jambalaya can be cooked in far less time, probably less than an hour. And the next stop is adding the chicken. Because adding a lot of cold chicken lowered the temperature, we cover it with a lid for a few minutes to bring the temperature back up. Adding a bunch of chicken always crowds the pot and produces extra liquid. Until now I had scooped out the liquid, but this time I wanted to leave it in and let it evaporate. It still took a little longer to cook the chicken this way, but it worked just fine. I used bone-in chicken thighs here because the bones in the thighs were big and easy for people to remove, and I've never had a problem with eating chicken with the bones still in. Next up, 3 pounds of sausage. Again, I could have cooked the sausage in advance, but I was enjoying the day and taking my time, so I simply covered the sausage to bring the temperature back up, then waited and occasionally stirred it until everything was fully cooked, both the sausage and the chicken. Then it was time to add the bacon back to the pot, and now the hard part was over.
For the fun part, here comes the bacon.
It was time now for the Trinity. Down in Cajun country, they sell bags of chopped celery, peppers, and onions, but here up north, we have to chop them up by hand. Once the Trinity is all mixed in, we cover the pot once again to soften the vegetables. And finally, once the vegetables are soft, we pour in a lot of water, then mix in the Cajun spices. That means a lot of parsley, some chili powder, a burst of hot sauce to give it the all-important heat, and then the secret ingredient, Zatarain's crawfish boil seasoning. Then we bring the pot to a good rolling boil.
This is definitely boiling, that's for sure.
And once the water is boiling, it's time to add the rice. Now we simply stir it all together, cover the pot and lower the heat, and then stir it once again after 15 minutes. And now, 2.5 hours after beginning, our Halloween cauldron magic has been accomplished.
Don't know now, but we have jambalaya.
It started raining immediately after I'd broken down this setup. It's as though the rain waited until this jambalaya was done, and it was certainly worth the effort. It had just enough heat to be noticeable, but not enough to drown out the wonderful taste of the sausage, chicken, and rice. And do you think we had enough of it here?
Jambalaya is such an easy dish to make, especially when you're fortunate enough to have a huge cast iron pot. But even if you don't have one of these monster pots yet, this is still a dish worth making because it'll feed your whole family and easily have enough for leftovers as well. And whether you make it on Halloween or any other time of the year, it will be an experience you won't forget because not only is it delicious, it's fun. And that's the real secret to Cajun jambalaya. Thank you for watching.